Hello, my crafty friends. My name is Linda Edwards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with Crafty Heron Designs. And I'm going to show you how to make this cute card today. It's called a bookbinding fold. You can see how it does there, kind of like a book, right? And obviously you can use any stamp sets, dies, whatever. You can make it your own, but I'm going to show you these cute onesie dies. Isn't this adorable? Love the sentiments, love the cute little pieces. It's got dies that cut out. Well, the only one I'm not using, I guess, in this one is the pocket, but it does have a pocket die. And here we go. Let's see. So it's got a die for the little onesie. It's got, here, I'll show you on the card. It's got the numbers 1, 2, 3. It's got a little hanger there and a little rattle. And I think it's just adorable. So let's go ahead and get started. If you ordered the card kit from me, your kit will come like this. It'll come, all the pieces for this card will come in an envelope. I'm going to make a pink one right now. You may have a blue or a yellow or pink. So as you can see, this is the card base, and it is a thick basic white. I like to use the thick basic white to give some heft to the card. This is cut at 11 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. So a 5 1/2 is the standard score line, and then that 4 1/4 gives us a 1 1/4 inch here to make that fun fold. And then in addition to that, you'll have another piece of white. This is regular basic white, and it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. You have a little bit of a scrap in addition to that. I'm using the pink, which is the new in color, Pretty in Pink, and you'll need 2 of these. They're 4 by 4, and that's going to be layered. Okay, so 3. That's why this one's 3 3/4. There's a layer a little bit larger, 4 by 4, and then a little bit of scrap for die cutting, which I've already done the die cutting for this card. But you'll also use some designer series paper. This is the, oh, I can't remember the name of it, the one with the cute little ducks out of the annual catalog. But we're going to use this side. It's got a pretty gray pattern to it, really neutral. I thought it was pretty with the pink. And then this is one of the in colors. This is the in color 6 by 6 in color in the Pretty in Pink. And so that's what we're going to cut out, what I cut out the little onesie out of. I've got some twine. Those pieces are already cut out. The designer series paper, in addition to having this pattern of 3 by 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, there's also a 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. That'll go on for layering. This is the background. It's a postage die, and I'm going to show you a little trick because we're going to use one of the postage dies for our sentiment, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have some, just a piece of scrap for that as well, and this is the scrap that I've already used to cut out all our pieces. So I'm going to set that aside, and let's go ahead. I've got almost all the die cutting done, but I wanted to show you this little trick for the sentiment. So I'm going to stamp. I'm going to do my stamping, and then we'll do the die cutting. The first thing I'm going to stamp is the congratulations, and I am using gray granite ink. It coordinates with that one pattern of designer series paper, and I'm going to just go ahead, tap, tap, tap real lightly, and do that right there. But what you can see is my die is too short for this sentiment, but I like that die because it coordinates with the postage dies that I'm using. So I'm going to show you how to die cut that and to use your dies to get basically any size you want. So I'm going to bring in my mini, cut in a bus machine. It's perfect for these little pieces. It's handy. I like to keep it when I'm working like right next to me. I keep it at my desk. Certainly the big one is nice because you can do multiples at once. But I do like the mini because for something like this, it fits better. You can see it on the screen, and it also does well close to me. So if I'm kind of sitting down doing multiples, this is a great tool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach that so that it doesn't wiggle around on me. And that is just a little bit of a low tack tape. And you can see, now can you see how I'm not going all the way through? And you see the die, I can still see the die there. So I only went halfway through, and I'm gonna bring it back out. You can see how I lined it up on that side. Now what I'm gonna do is take it off. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see it only went through part way. I'm gonna turn it around and line it up this way where I want it. And then I need to kind of lock in. See how I'm locking in those sides there so that it cuts evenly. I'm gonna turn that around and go ahead and cut it again. And again, I'm only gonna go halfway through. Well, that didn't work. I hit it for myself. All right, try that again. One more. Make sure that it's all centered in there. I want a little bit on an angle because otherwise it moves. Okay, don't hit it. Smush it. I'm kind of pinching it so that it doesn't move on me. But it did move. I can see that it did. Okay, there we go. But see, you just have to watch it. So I could see that the end was a little bit off. And now I can see that it's all lined up. So again, I'm gonna just go part of the way through and let's see if it worked. It did, look at that, perfect. So I've got a nice even cut, but it's a little bit smaller than, a little bit larger, excuse me. So I can use this die even though it's a little small for the sentiment. And obviously I could have, maybe used a different sentiment or something, but I think that's a nice trick to have up your sleeve. So let's go ahead and, nope, we're gonna do a little more stamping. Let's get all the stamping out of the way. I'm gonna stamp the little star. No, I am going to stamp the heart. Where is my heart? There it is. So you can stamp a pocket, you can stamp, there's the star. I'm gonna stamp a heart. So the star I felt like I used for the blue, kind of a little boy, and I'm gonna use a heart for the little girl. Well, you know what? It's already got a pattern on it. I think I changed my mind. I'm not gonna stamp that. I'm gonna only stamp the background of the onesie. And here it is. I'm going to stamp the inside first. Nope, background of the onesie, back to that, but I'm missing a block. Here we go. Sorry, fans. I'm missing a block. All right, so there's the block. Take that out. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and stamp, just looking right over the top. I'm gonna stamp the outline of the onesie right on there. Yes, and then I'm gonna use one of my Stampin' Blends. And I'm going to put a little piece of scrap paper under this so it doesn't go all over my work surface. And I think I'm going to start with the light. Let's check that out. And I'm just going to color in the edges of the kind of a little accent area, right? And you can see that my cutting was a little bit off, so I'll show you how to fix that as well. Not a problem. Of course, I could have stamped it first and then cut it, but I'll tell you, it was a little tricky lining them up, so I decided to try it this way and see how that would work. Now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead with my scissors and cut that a little bit smaller so that it's a little more even all the way around. So of course, if you don't have the dies, you could just cut the whole thing. There we go. I think that looks better. And then I can put my hanger. I put it in earlier because I was checking. I was trying to decide, should I do a pink hanger or a gray hanger? And I liked the look of the gray hanger. And I'm also going to take a little Wink of Stella and I'm going to color in these little flowers, give them a little bit of shimmer. So whatever your design ends up being, you can just add a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to do those 3 right there. And then I'm also going to stamp my onesie. While that's drying, I'm going to stamp on the envelope as well. Just the little gray onesie. And here I can stamp the heart. There we go. And I could add a little Wink of Stella to that as well. So a little fun little surprise when your recipient opens the envelope. I don't know, can you see the little sparkle? It's hard to see in the camera, but there is a little sparkle there. Okay, so now the inside, I'm gonna wait to stamp the inside because I wanna line it up in such a way that you know where it's gonna go. So set that aside. Let's go ahead and put this bookbinding fold together. And I found that because my work surface is soft, it's actually, the surface is kind of like a giant mouse pad, that I need to score my cards on the hard table. Otherwise, they just don't really, I don't get a good crisp score. So I did that off camera. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this bookbinding fold. So I put the adhesive, as you can see, I put the adhesive in the area where the scoring is, and then I'm going to close it up. Close it up, give it a good back rub. Make sure that it is good and solid. Then I'll set that aside for a moment and we'll assemble these pieces. So I am going to, nope, not that one. Let's do this one. I'm going to do the outside. Go ahead and this piece and this piece. There we go. All right. So again, depending on whether your piece is pink, blue, or yellow, you'll have a different coordinating color, but I think it'll be pretty evident how it goes together. These are actually little dragonflies, but it's really hard to tell when you're looking at the paper. It's really cute. Looks, it just looks like a nice background pattern. I actually thought at first that it was like dandelion. Like, you know, when you blow off the seeds of a dandelion, that's what I thought it was at first, but it's actually little dragonflies. All right, so then this is gonna go here. There really isn't an up or a down. They're kind of all over the place, which I guess is kind of like real dragonflies, isn't it? All right, so that piece there, but don't put this one on yet because we're gonna add some twine to it before we attach it. So this is the, this is actually not pretty in pink. This is actually Flirty Flamingo, but I think it works really well. I think it's still really cute. And this is part of the Baker's Twine 3-color pack. Comes in yellow, blue, and Flirty Flamingo. Here's the Flirty Flamingo, and here's the Balmy Blue, and the yellow is Lemon Lolly, I believe. So it's cute colors. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of lay this out. It is a little fiddly, so I'm gonna use a glue dot to hold it for me. Here we go. on the back because it's going to all be attached anyway right there. So I'm going to just do that just to kind of hold it. So I want to make sure I've got it in the center. And then I'm just basically going to bring it around and tie a little bow. So I've been using my my reverse scissors. Come in very handy to hold that together for me when I tie the bow. And now slip those babies out. Isn't that handy? And then it doesn't really matter whether the bow is, you know, whether the tails, whichever way you want them, because you can turn this around and do it. You can either put it that way. I'm going to put it that way. And then I'll cut the tails after I attach this. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the back of to the front of the card. All right. And it fits right there. Isn't that cute? So this would be adorable for a new little one who's coming into your life. But you know, you also could certainly use other stamps and dies to with the same kind of pattern, right? You just kind of make it your own for a different occasion. All right, so this piece is just a nice little background. I want to make sure it's fairly high and centered, because this piece is going to sit here. So I want to make sure I have enough room for it to sit there. And this is going to be up on dimensionals. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, holding very well. There we go. I think it's a good reason to celebrate a new little one in your life. Okay, so my Wink of Stella should be dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals here. You can see how that hanger kind of slips right in there. So I'm going to add a dimensional to secure it. So I'm going to put a dimensional there and there. So it secures my little hanger, but it also makes it'll also attach the onesie, and so it won't sag on my card. There we go. Okay. And last but not least, we have to do the inside. Let's go ahead and finish up our outside. I'm going to take these little pieces and add just a little bit of glue. So just a tiniest little bit. And then use my reverse tweezers to go ahead and, let's see, right that way, maybe that way. All right, same thing here. It's hard for me to work and talk at the same time when I'm doing these videos. Do you find if you go to like a class, can you work and chat, kind of visit with everybody? I mean, as much as I like to, I do find that it's kind of tricky for me because I want to concentrate on what I'm doing, which of course, you know, when you're hosting a video is, you know, I don't want a lot of empty space. Maybe I should start music. What do you think? All right, there we go. So now the inside, I'm going to put another piece of paper there, but I'm going to stamp the sentiment first. And my sentiment is a big welcome to your new baby. So I'm going to just center that a little bit high and in the middle. There we go. And the reason I didn't attach it first was because if I had messed up my stamping, I could turn my paper over and just do it again. So I like to wait to attach everything until after the stamping is done. What do you think? Is this cute? If you like what you see, give me a little thumbs up and comment. The comments help others to find me, which would really help me, my social media channel, whether you're seeing me on YouTube or Facebook. And if you want to be notified when I come on and do more videos, just go ahead and follow and you'll get an automatic notification. That cute little rattle. I'll put that right there. I try to put one video a week out, but you know, depending on what else is going on in life, I don't always manage it, but I try. I do my best. Let's trim these ends off just a little, and that's it. So what do you think? Do you have a preference for the pink or the blue? I think it pretty much just depends on what the baby is. If you know, most people, of course, nowadays do know whether they're having a boy or a girl, and sometimes they share that information and sometimes they don't. But it is nice to have the option to do what you want to do. So here is that one, and then I did this guy in the balmy blue. Cute. Thanks for following me along and coming till the end. I appreciate your hanging with me, and I look forward to stamping with you soon. Again, my name is Linda Edwards, and I am with Crafty Here and Designs. If you want to purchase anything that you saw me use today, you can do so on my store. My online store is www.craftyhereanddesigns.com. Bye. Have a great day.